yourself, make some opening remarks, and then we'll take questions.
Perfect. How you guys doing? I'm Zach Hanson. I'm the tight ends coach here, originally from Linden, California, actually. So I'm back home for the first time in my career, which I'm sure excited about. So grew up a USC fan. Always dreamed of coming here as a player, all those things. So it's exciting to be back here. Truly just honored to be a part of this program. Thankful to Coach Riley, obviously, as all of us are, for bringing us here and allowing us to be a part of his staff. If Lincoln Riley gives you a call and asks you to be a part of the staff, it takes you about 10 seconds to figure out that you're going to come be a part of it. So excited to be here and looking forward to getting to know all you guys.
Antonio?
Hey, Zach. Thanks for awesome play. Obviously, you and Annie have bounced around and working in different spots over the past couple of years. So what's it like to finally I know you guys some years there at Oklahoma, but what's it like to be here now? So full-time coaching or having a role?
Yeah, no, it's really a dream come true. Something we've been working towards for about 8 years. So my wife is our director of recruiting here. We've been at a few stops together, but never with me as a full-time coach and her in her full-time role. So obviously exciting for our family. It's great to be able to live in the same house as your wife. I know that sounds crazy, but for the past 5.5 years we've been married, we've lived together for about 2 of them. Both kind of chasing our dreams and never wanting to tell each other that you couldn't go do something. So, true testament to having faith and supporting each other. But a lot of great people helped us along the way too. Coach Riley included in that has played a huge role. So, grateful to be here together though.
Sure.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the job.
Thank you.
Gerard Martinez, USCFootball.com, 24/7 Sports. To kind of pick up what Antonio said, you had Andy there, who's a dynamic recruiter. Most coaches get to go home and they decompress from recruiting. What's that dynamic like when you can bounce ideas off of her? She knows who you're talking about. You guys have some references for these people that are also a big part of your lives through the recruiting process.
Yeah, no, honestly, Annie's probably been the person that's helped me grow professionally as much as anybody. I have the very distinct honor of being married to somebody in the recruiting world, and on the administrative side of things too, and that's helped me a ton. I have dreams of wanting to be a head coach someday, so learning that whole side of things and being able to bounce some things off her has been huge in my development as a coach. Especially as a young coach coming up, and I think she would say the same. Just having a coach's perspective on things. Before she gets in that staff meeting and kind of bounces ideas off our whole staff. I'm the first ears to hear it usually, and so it's an interesting relationship, I'm sure, to so many people, but it's just become normal to us and something that we're really excited about. And as a coach, it's a dream to have the executive director of recruiting as your wife. So she's the one helping me reel in all the talent, when it comes that time. So. But she's awesome. She's awesome. You guys will get to know her too, and she's a tremendous person in our program and somebody that really does a great job for us.
Ryan Young?
Zach, Ryan Young, TrojanSports.com. Because of that dynamic in the relationship, how well did you know Lincoln before this? And when he got this job, were you immediately start thinking, okay, this could be the time that this all comes together for us?
Yeah, I've known Lincoln really well. I mean, Annie was one of the first people he hired at Oklahoma, and so we've built a good relationship over the years. There's been a lot of trust, living away from your family and things, and just trusting that Annie can go to a place and work and be away from each other, and there's a lot of people involved in that. And our relationship with Lincoln has been great. I mean, he's been awesome in every step of the way. For both of us, been a great mentor to us, has helped us along the way, and when we were trying to figure out our paths and all that, and so have had a great relationship with him. Obviously, when he got the job here, was not expecting anything. I mean, he's going to hire the best people he sees fit for his staff, and we were in good positions where we were at. But when he gave us that call, it was a no-brainer. Come here together, be a part of a great staff, which, as you guys have probably seen today, a bunch of great people, and people that really truly care about developing young men and building culture and doing all those things that this place is ready for.
Mark?
Hey, Coach. Mark Holkin, WeAreRC.com. The tight end has been used here, but the big receiver gets used a lot. What is the role of your tight end going to be, and how will it be used in Lincoln's offense?
Yeah, tight end plays a huge role in this offense. You know, looking at the past several years under Coach Riley's offenses, I mean, the role has kind of grown, and it's all dependent on personnel and the ability level of the group. But you know, obviously, the run game is incredibly important for us. Number one, you'll hear everybody talk about the run game. Championship teams, you got to be able to run the ball. So we need guys that can block. But we also need guys that are dynamic out in space and can go make plays. They have to be smart. They have to know the whole offense, run game, pass game, everything about it. So it's a definite feel position, if I can say that. I mean, it's something where you're looking for those guys that have really good football sense, football savvy, can find those little holes in the defense and you know, make some big impactful plays for us.
Right.
You talked about the different kind of roles of tight end. Is there an ideal type that you're looking for, like out on the recruiting trail? Is that different than someone you might bring in as from a transfer portal kind of acquisition?
Yeah, you know, recruiting tight ends is really hard. They're hard to find really good ones, right? I mean, there's a handful every year that have that skill set, and there's a lot of projection that takes place. You know, we're looking for multifaceted, different kinds of players. You know, you want some longer guys that you can put and be more inline. You want some maybe more like H-back type bodies in this offense too. That probably won't be your 6'6", 250-pound guy, because they need to be able to find their way up through some gaps, or you know, go kick out a DN on a cross block or something like that. So you know, I think we're looking for multiple different types of bodies. You know, I think the portal can be helpful, obviously, but you know, really it's just finding the right guys to come in and fill those roles.
Offensive line coach at Tulsa, and now tight end coach, and obviously you have familiarity with that position as well. But being an offensive line coach, how much did that help you, or how much does that add to what you bring to the tight end position? Because obviously tight ends, when they come in, they want to catch the ball. Every kid recruited wants to hear about how many touchdowns he's going to get. But you know, being a complete player, blocking is a big deal. Is there anything from a technical side that you really bring over from being an offensive line coach?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's so many guys, especially in today's college football, that they don't learn that whole blocking aspect of it, not to the level they probably should or are expected to when they go to the NFL, if that's a dream they have. You know, unless you're in a true, just like two tight ends set all the time and really working those techniques. There's a lot of guys that kind of go through making plays in space and all that, catching the ball, which is awesome. But then there's a huge development that needs to happen in their first couple years in the league. So, you know, I think absolutely being an offensive line coach can help me develop these guys as blockers, which in turn will help us offensively. You know, from a pass catching, route running, all that kind of stuff. We do so much stuff with Coach Simmons and Coach Nickel and Coach Riley as a group, where there's a lot of hands on deck for every guy that's out there, including my guys, you know, in practice every day. So, you know, our guys here will probably catch more balls than they've ever caught at practice every single day. They'll have multiple guys kind of coaching them when they see things, which will help to get some feedback from some different people. And, you know, we've got a great staff here, obviously, with a lot of experience in different systems, you know, offensively. So, but yeah, I think being an offensive line coach at the end of the day, I mean, that'll help them tremendously with the technique and fundamental part of blocking.
Come back to Ryan.
What is your initial assessment of the guys you inherit in that room?
Great kids, you know, still in the process of learning how each of them click and what their ability level really is with the limited time we've been with them. But really excited about the group I've got. Got some really good-looking kids. You know, they look the way they're supposed to look. They're big, long, athletic-looking guys that can run a little bit, and they've been great. They've been really sharp in the process, in the meetings we've had so far and stuff like that. So, really excited about those guys and to see what they can do this spring.
Sean?
Coach Sean Cody, radio broadcast team. Coach, if there was a no-holds-bar wrestling match between you and Coach Nula, who should I put my money on?
I don't know, man. That's a big dude too. I know I'm a big guy, but it'd be a tough one. Me and him are both lovers. We're not fighters anyway, so I think we'd probably just, you know, hug it out and be on the same team. So, my brother is about the same size as me. We're both 6'8", and we decided at a young age that we weren't going to fight each other because we were going to break too much stuff. So, decided to be friendly and be those guys with each other.
I mean, I think that's a
I just want to,
Perfect.
just for, we haven't seen like an inside receivers coach at USC. How much overlap is there between that position and the tight ends kind of thing, and having three coaches coaching receivers essentially?
Yeah, no, and to kind of piggyback off that a little bit, a lot of receivers coaches, right? We got a lot of O-line coaches on the staff too. Coach Hanson, obviously I was a former O-line coach. We have a couple of GAs that played O-line, coached O-line. So, we've put together a staff, or coaches put together a staff with trying to balance all that stuff out. There's definitely going to be some overlap. I think again, it comes back to who do we have that can play both of those positions. It takes a special skill set to be able to go get in the backfield, potentially as like an H-back or tight end, and then be able to split out and go be dynamic in space. So when you have those type of players, which we'll have or we will go get, there's going to be some overlap with Coach Nickel and I. But again, at the end of the day, they're going to get to see him quite a bit in a lot of things we do throughout practice. Coach Riley has his hand on all that stuff too throughout practice, and really make sure that they're doing what he wants them to do ultimately. And so we're all going the same direction there.
I don't know if we're gonna talk about wrestling questions. We might end it there. Perfect. Thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.